Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, Holiday. The starring players.
This is Loretta Young.
And this is Joseph Cotton. Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in the delightful radio adaptation of the Columbia picture Holiday, based on the play by Philip Berry. It stars Joseph Cotton as Johnny Case and Loretta Young as Linda Seaton. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in Holiday. Just suppose your name is Linda Seaton, and your father is so fabulously rich he has a stock market ticker where his heart ought to be. And suppose one morning you step out of your room and find your sister in the arms of a strange young man. What would you do? What? Well, if you're Linda Seaton, you'd just grin and say,
Julia, for shame. And on a Sunday morning.
Oh, Linda.
Who's your partner? Anyone I know?
Oh, Johnny, this is my sister, Linda.
how do you do?
Oh, fine, thanks. You look like you're doing all right, too.
Not bad.
Linda, his name is Johnny Case. I'm going to marry him next month.
Wow. Say, Case, stand over here in the light, will you?
Sure.
Just what I thought. I never saw him before.
Neither had I until a week ago at Lake Placid.
Oh, Julia, my pet. Does father know?
Well, you see, he's at church.
Oh.
And I thought if I joined him and told him there.
Sure. Catch him with his hymn book down. Young man, I hope you realize what you're getting into.
Well, I didn't know I was marrying into a house with a private elevator.
It isn't only the elevator. The house is haunted.
You mean ghosts?
Frightful ghosts, all wearing stuffed shirts.
Any full-dress skeletons in the closet?
Well, of course, Grandpa. He stole a railroad from the stockholder.
Now, Linda, please.
And everybody knows about me, of course. I'm the black sheep.
Ah!
Julia, I think I'm going to like this man.
Oh, I'm glad. Because you're going to see him a lot.
Starting right now. Now, I'll show him around the family morgue while you run over to church and tackle father. And remember, Julia, hit him when he's down.
When he's down?
Darling, after the collection, of course.
Pretty big hunk of house, all right. 3 stories.
4 stories. We've still got 1 to go.
All right, 4 stories full of master suites, guest suites, service suites, a ballroom big
What's
enough
the matter? No light?
Well, that's not the word, but I'm impressed, maybe, like by a museum. No offense to you.
Oh, no offense, Case, no. Here's the 4th floor. Have yourself a look.
A playroom. Say, this is swell.
It was Mother's idea before she died. I guess it was an escape for her, too.
Escape from what?
Oh, lots of things. I don't mind the dust. I'm the only one who comes up here now.
Hey, look at all the gym equipment. Who performed on the flying trapeze?
I did. And a terrible little cousin named Seaton Cram. We used to swing by our knees and spit at each other.
Fine thing.
I'm happy to say I rarely missed.
Oh, piano, trap drums, banjo, mandolin. Who's the musician in the family?
Ned, my brother. He could have been a fine musician if father'd let him. Poor Ned struggled for a while, but... Look, there's a picture of Julia, a little girl.
Yeah, she was pretty even then, wasn't she? You know, there's still so much about her I've got to find out.
Yeah, go ahead, fire away.
Well, like this artist easel. Is this hers that you paint? Could I look?
No, please don't look at that.
Why not?
Well, it isn't Julia's, it's mine. That was one of my, was my artistic period.
Was? You mean it's over and buried?
Here lies Linda the artist. Don't disturb the ashes. Frankly, I stink.
Well, what else did you try?
Oh, lots of things. Stage. Would you like to see the sleepwalking scene from Macbeth?
Not while I'm conscious.
Well, that's too bad. Because the teachers in Miss Porter's school thought it was very promising.
Then?
Oh, just the family calls my episodes. I wanted to be a nurse for a while. And once I almost got arrested for helping some strikers in New Jersey. I didn't know the father's on the board of directors. So now I just stay home and collect stamps.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, it is. I have a genius for collecting things. Guess I get it from Grandpa, huh?
That's marvelous.
Oh, it's wonderful. Now my life is complete.
Is it? On the level? Come clean, Seaton.
Well,
Not much fun for you, is it? All this lap of luxury, all these marble halls.
well, if you want the truth.
Don't say it. I won't say it. I know.
And how does your garden grow, Case? Is life so wonderful where you're living?
I don't call what I've been doing living.
No? And what do you recommend for yourself, Doctor?
A holiday.
For how long?
For as long as I need.
You mean just to play?
No. Now, look, I happen to be a lawyer, but I've had to work to get there. I've been working ever since I was 10. Now, I want to find out why I'm working, and the answer can't be just to pay the bills or pile up money.
What is the answer?
That's what I intend to find out in a minute I can afford it. I'm going to knock off for a while and quit. Retire young and work old. Come back and work when I know what I'm working for. Does that make any sense?
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Does Julia know?
Well, not yet. I want to have enough money first.
Oh, she's got enough money for 2 or 10.
No, that's out. I've got to make it myself.
Oh, rather be right than rich, huh? Case, you're a mighty strange bird in these parts. Yes? Oh, yes, Julie, he's up here with me. You have? Yes, of course, darling. And good luck.
Back? Have you told him?
Yes, Father's in the first floor study. If you'll go down, he'll be glad to devour you at once. How much longer will they be in there?
You know Father when he goes into his act.
Yeah.
Young man, what are your prospects?
And how much money do you have in the bank?
What are your antecedents?
Why, do you mean your mother wasn't even a Hoosier? Oh, Ned, it's so silly. It's so stupid. We've got all the position and money we need.
Take it easy. I think it'll be all right.
Do you really?
Julia usually gets what she wants.
Yeah.
Besides, her boyfriend seems to be a comer.
How do you know?
He happens to be with Hobson's firm. And on the way back from church, the old boy gave Father quite a sales talk. Told him the case had a brilliant future. In fact, he just put through that Seaboard merger.
Oh, that's swell.
You've had a chance to talk to him, Linda. How do you feel? You like him?
Oh, Ned, that boy is like a breath of fresh air. Like spring. You know what he called his house? A museum. And you...
Slow down. Here comes the bride, maybe.
Linda! Oh, Linda, I'm so happy.
Oh, you mean it's yes?
Oh, Father was just an absolute angel.
Oh, darling, I'm so glad for you. When are you going to announce it?
2 weeks from Saturday.
2 weeks from Saturday? Why, that's New Year's Eve. Oh, Julia. Julia, let me give a party for it. Let's have some fun in this house before you leave, huh? Oh, Linda, that's very sweet, but... No buts about it. Just a few people, just yours and Johnny's friends up in the playroom, huh? I'll do it all. I'll plan it, Julia. Oh, you've got to let me just this once.
Well, I'd really love it, dear, if we...
Oh, Julia, you don't know how important this is. It's my party for you. And no one else can touch it. And if anybody does, I won't come. Do you hear?
Oh, Linda, I only wish we could, but Father is making plans, you see, and...
What?
He's giving us a formal announcement ball. 2 weeks. They'll trap him into a nice starched shirt, and once he's in, he'll never get out. Oh, don't let them, Johnny. Don't let them do it. 1 week. Johnny, remember your holiday. Remember what you promised yourself. 3 days. It's getting close. 2 days. Tomorrow. Tonight. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. We took the elevator.
Party's downstairs.
Well, thank you. We didn't mean to intrude.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Aren't you, Susan Elliott?
Why, yes, I am.
Well, I went to school with you. I'm Linda Seaton.
Linda, you don't mean you're the... Oh, it couldn't be. Johnny said her name was Julia.
Oh, no. That's my youngest sister. Do you know Johnny?
No, for years. Miss Darling?
Yes, dear. You sure it's safe?
Oh, Linda, this is my husband.
Nick, we went to school together. He lives here.
Here in the garret.
I'm the bad sister, the one they don't talk about.
So was I.
And look what happened to her. She
Oh, I
married me.
You know, that's a shame. It really is.
Why? I'm a college professor with a job.
Oh, no. I meant I haven't a thing to offer you. I never dreamed any of Johnny's friends would come. Oh, we almost didn't. We thought it was a gag.
Fifth Avenue address for soup and fish.
Well, I wanted to give a party tonight up here. Just for a few of us. Good heavens, what's that?
The spirit of New Year's Eve.
No, it's my brother. Hey, Ned, you idiot. Meet Susan and Nick. They're old friends of Johnny's.
Jay.
Johnny used to live with us.
As we came to warn his bride, he never puts the cap back on the toothpaste. Reunion, huh? We ought to have champagne. Oh, nice idea. I'd like to drink. To Johnny. Johnny doesn't need it. He's doing all right.
What do you mean?
Having a whirl. Julia's got him in white tie and tails. Father's seeing that he meets the proper people. Proper people? Stuffed shirt.
Yes, you laid them all end to end. It would serve them right.
Well, that doesn't mean we can't have some champagne.
That's right, Ned. Go ahead and get it, will you? We'll have our party no matter what.
First time I've ever been at a shindig like this. First time I've ever worn a full-dress uniform. How do I look? Julia?
Johnny, I'm simply furious with Linda. Father wants to announce our engagement at midnight. Why shouldn't she come down?
Darling, if she has a headache.
She always gets them so conveniently.
Julia, dear.
Oh, yes, Father.
Linda hasn't come down yet, I see.
No, and now she's got Ned sulking with her, too. He's been up there an hour.
I've had enough of her nonsense. I'm going up to get
Oh,
her.
excuse me, sir. Could I go?
You young man?
Oh, Father, Johnny has a way with her.
Very well. Tell her she still has certain obligations to her family. I insist she come down and enjoy herself.
No great man ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be, ain't what she used to be. The old gray mare, she ain't what she used to be. Man,
Oh, that was swell. Or else I'm drunk. First champagne I've had since I was 4.
Oh, now that's too bad. Long time no sex. Say, Susan, has Johnny any more friends like Nick? Oh, there aren't many like Nick. Or like Johnny either. Oh, we've had lots of fun together, we three. You'll have lots more with Julia. Please, let Ned and me join you sometimes, will you? We'll be guest members of the Johnny, Julia, Nick, and Susan Club. Oh, that's a wonderful idea. We'll have
Sure.
big...
Hey, look, the big shot himself.
Nick. Susan, I didn't know you were here.
Now, that's only temporary. One more drink and he'll be out.
A wifely overstatement, Johnny. How are you, guys?
Wonderful, and you weren't wrong about the big shot either. That Seaboard merger's gone through.
On the level?
Yes, indeed. My friends, there's a very fair chance that I'll quit business next Saturday.
Johnny, you're going on your holiday.
Absolutely. Johnny's Declaration of Independence.
Gotta have a drink on that. Here's the Seaboard merger.
And to Julia.
To Julia and Johnny and Seaboard and Stuff. Here's happiness.
Thank you.
Mr. Case, on behalf of the Fifth Avenue Anti-Stuffed Shirt and Music Society...
Johnny, we've got a club. You and Julia and Nick and Susan and Ned and me.
That's wonderful. Speech. Gotta have a speech.
Yes, go ahead, Johnny. Give us a speech, huh?
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Anti-Stuffed Shirt and Music Club, my platform is happiness.
Oh, yes.
More happiness and less money, more holidays and less work, until you know what you're working for. Starting next Monday, I'm free as a bird. No more routine, no office hours, no...
young man.
Father.
Case, I couldn't help hearing what you just said. I feel it's something we ought to discuss.
Of course, sir. Anytime you say.
At once. I'll have Julia join us in the third floor study. I'll expect you down immediately.
Linda, you think I'll try to stop me?
Why not go down and find out?
What about the club?
Sorry, kiddies. The club is temporarily adjourned.
Lady Esther has presented Act One of Holiday, starring Joseph Cotton and Loretta Young. In just a moment, we will hear the Lady Esther Screen Guild players in Act 2. But first, a word from our hostess, Lady Esther.
Did you ever make a big fuss about something and then find it wasn't necessary at all? Find that some simple little way of doing it was quicker and better? Well, perhaps you make a big fuss about the care of your skin. Perhaps you use one cream to open the pores, another to close the pores, and still some other preparation to soften and refine the texture. Now, all that care is not only unnecessary, but it can be very harmful to your skin, so be careful not to overdo it. All you need is one cream that works with nature and helps nature, the way Lady Esther Face Cream does. And I'd like to prove that, not by words, but by visible evidence. That's why I asked you to make the Lady Esther patch test. Just rub a little Lady Esther Face Cream on one part of your face, like one cheek. Rub it on, wipe it off, and see how much brighter, fresher, clearer that patch of skin looks than the skin around it. Touch it with your fingers. Feel how the dry, rough flakes are gone. That will happen to your entire face when you apply Lady Esther Face Cream. For it does all the 4 things your skin needs most. 1, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. So why use 3 or 4 different preparations when all you need is this one scientific cream? Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream will instantly do your skin, and the patch test proves it. In just 30 seconds, half a minute, you can see and feel the difference Lady Esther Face Cream makes in your skin.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of Holiday, starring Loretta Young as Linda Seaton and Joseph Cotton as Johnny Case. Well, quite a little time has elapsed, and Johnny is still with Julia and her father, still in the third-floor study of the Seaton mansion, still trying to explain his slant on life.
Oh, I'm not kidding myself. I know what people will say if I quit my job, that I'm marrying Julia just for the money. But I'm not. You know that, don't you, Julia?
Of course, darling.
Still, we can't go about making explanations to everyone.
I can't go about making excuses to myself. If I don't grab this chance, I may never get another.
It strikes me you choose a very strange time to tell us all this. You knew I planned to announce the engagement at midnight.
Then perhaps we'd better postpone the announcement until we come to some definite understanding.
Oh, my dear young man.
Father, please. May I talk to Johnny alone for a moment?
Well...
Go on down. I promise you it'll be all right.
Very well, Julia. But you'll have to hurry. We haven't much time.
Oh, Johnny, why did you do it? You knew all that talk would antagonize him.
Julia, you think it was just talk?
Now, you can't persuade me that a man of your energy and ability could quit at 30.
Julia.
Why, you don't know how exciting business can be. You'll love it, Johnny. I know you will.
You haven't the remotest idea of what I'm after, have you?
Oh, your holiday, of course. But why not wait a year or 2 years? We can talk about it then.
I think by then I'll be housebroken, don't you?
Well, now, darling, that's no way to talk.
3 minutes to New Year, if anyone is interested.
Oh, we'll have to hurry. Linda, you coming?
No, thanks. I'm standing pat.
Just plain stubbornness, that's all. Come on, Johnny.
I'll wait a moment with Linda, if you don't mind.
I do mind. Will you come, please?
In a moment, Julia.
Very well. I'll be downstairs.
Johnny, hadn't you better go down?
I don't know. Seaton has a conspiracy against you and me.
Really, Case? By whom?
With a vested interest. They won't let you have any fun. They won't let me have any time to think.
Oh, you told them all your pretty little hopes and dreams,
Uh-huh.
Upset them?
Pretty bad. Of course. They may be right.
Well, they're not. You don't believe that, Johnny.
Oh, they seem awfully sure.
Well, it's your ride, isn't it? You know where you want to go.
Well, I thought I did.
And you still do. Oh, Johnny, you can't give up.
No. Not now.
12 o'clock, folks. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Nad. How's the kissing on it, Linda?
Oh, why not?
Oh, good luck, Johnny. I think you're swell.
You're pretty much all right yourself. I've got to run. See you later, sis.
Hey, where does he get that sister stuff? I never kissed you like that.
Shut up, Ned.
Sorry, I'm shut.
Ned, what's it like to get drunk?
Well, it's... How drunk?
Good and drunk?
Great. Why? What's bothering you, kid?
Nothing.
Johnny, huh? Tough.
Just like me, boyo.
I don't know why you're twice as pretty as Julia and 10 times as smart. If I were
don't
you,
be silly, Ned. They're in love. In about another minute, Father will be telling the whole world.
Linda.
Yes, Susan?
I'm all out of breath. Tell her, Nick.
What is it? What's wrong?
A little mix-up downstairs, I'm afraid.
What?
Well, it always takes two to have an engagement, and Johnny just grabbed his hat and went home.
After all, Father was only trying to help him. He was even going to put him in the bank when we got back from our honeymoon. But no, all Johnny wanted to do was talk, to argue, to make Father
Now,
angry.
Julia, darling, Johnny was talking as much for you as for himself.
To have everything in the world offered you on a silver platter, and then to walk out like that, with no consideration for Father,
Oh.
with no consideration for me. It's awful.
Now, look, it's not as bad as all that.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Well, you love Johnny, and Johnny loves you. That's the only thing that matters. Now, don't worry, darling. Don't worry a bit. Little Julia will see that it all comes out right. Susan, if I could only find him and talk to him. He just disappeared.
I know. He didn't talk to us either until this morning.
Well, then you see him.
He phoned. Told us he'd gone out of town to think things over. Wouldn't come back till he'd made up his mind.
Then he's decided.
He's sailing for South America tonight.
Is he asking Julia to sail with him?
I imagine. He said he was having lunch with her.
Oh, she's got to. She's just got to.
And if she doesn't?
Oh, she will. They'll work it out. If Johnny really loves her, he'll find
that's what we're afraid of.
Afraid?
That he'll compromise, give up his holiday, go into the bank and make himself over the way she wants.
Oh, Julia wouldn't do that to him. Julia would. But you wouldn't.
Nick, take that, will you?
Hello? Well, it's about time. What? Oh, that way, huh? You bet yourself. Yes, 7 sharp. That was Johnny. We're to meet him at the boat.
What about Julia? What did he say?
The operation was successful, but the patient died. He asked her to sail, and the answer was no.
Julia, dear, all I want you to do is think. Johnny is your chance to get away, to live, to break out of this morgue. You'll just see it that way. You'll be happy all the rest of your life. Oh, why don't you, darling? Why don't you chuck it all and go down to the boat?
I'm sorry. Father and I have accepted a dinner invitation at the top.
A dinner invitation. For a thing like that... Oh, Julia, you just can't. You'll feel sorry till the day you die.
Don't you worry about me. I'll be all right. Perhaps even a little more than all right.
But then you don't love him. Do you?
Linda, let go of my arm.
You don't love him.
Are you mad? Are you...
Answer me, Julia. Do you love him or do you not?
And what's that to you?
You don't, do you? Why, no, it's written all over you. You're glad. You're glad he's gone.
And suppose I am.
Say it. I want to hear you say it. All right, I'm glad. Is that what you want?
Yes, it is. Thanks. Come on in. Oh, come in, Father, and join the merry throng.
Linda, don't be disrespectful. Julia, you'll have to hurry. We're late.
Go ahead, Julia. Go ahead. Run along to the Tods. And while you're having baked Alaska, I'll be having the world.
Linda, are you out of your mind?
Come on, Father. I'll be seeing you sometime.
Where are you going?
On a trip, on a ride.
Linda, I demand an explanation.
Wait, Father. I know she's going with him. Linda, you are going with him, aren't you? Yes, and you just try to stop me, somebody. Oh, please, just somebody try to stop me.
Darling, did you notice Susan and Nick? I've never seen anyone so surprised.
Darling, did you happen to notice me?
Oh, You must have known. You did know, didn't you?
I guess I was afraid to admit it, especially to myself.
Havana, Rio, Buenos Aires. You're going to have a wonderful holiday.
We're going to have a wonderful holiday.
Yes.
The captain says he'll marry us just as soon as we clear the harbor.
Oh, Johnny, I'm so glad. I'm so terribly glad.
On the level.
On the level. Poor Ned. He was so worried.
Ned? Worried about what?
About me. You know, he said it'd be either you or champagne all the rest of my life. And you know, I never did like champagne.
Thank you, Joseph Cotton and Loretta Young, for a delightful performance. We hope you will be back with us soon again.
Well, you can count on both of us, Mr. Bradley. For that matter, you can count on every actor and actress in Hollywood. Because we all know the wonderful work being done by the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its county house and clinic. And we know that work is made largely possible by this radio program. Now, Joseph Cotton will be back in a moment. But first, a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Young. Ladies, perhaps you have a lot of different kinds of beauty preparations on your dressing table. Some of them may be very expensive. But what do they do for the appearance of your skin? Do they live up to the promises they make? Now, I prove every promise I make with the patch test. You see and feel the difference in your skin. To make the patch test, just rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one cheek. Rub it on, wipe it off, and look in your mirror. What you see will astonish you. For that patch of skin will glow with new freshness and clarity, will look brighter and smoother than any of the skin around it. And when you touch it with your fingers, you'll discover it's taken on a silky, petal-smooth softness. The dry, rough flakes are gone. You see, Lady Esther Face Cream does the 4 things your skin needs most for beauty. Others may copy these words, may say the very same thing I say. But remember, nobody can copy my cream. The very first application of Lady Esther Face Cream will show an exciting difference in your appearance. And you can prove it so easily in just 30 seconds with the patch test.
And now, here is Joseph Cotton.
Americans, by a precious tradition, can always discuss their problems in public. Food prices are a problem. Ceiling prices prevent them from becoming a menace. Don't hesitate to talk them over frankly with your grocer. Check all ceiling prices when you go to market and help keep America safe from inflation.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players will present Slightly Dangerous. It will star John Hodiak and Lana Turner. Be sure to listen. Loretta Young appeared through the courtesy of International Pictures and will soon be seen in the Paramount production, And Now Tomorrow. Joseph Cotton can now be seen in the David O. Selznick production, I'll Be Seeing You. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther Face Cream to buy a box of Lady Esther Face Powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you. And good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, Once Upon a Honeymoon. The starring players...
Anna Turner.
And this is John Hodiak.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players in the delightful RKO comedy Once Upon a Honeymoon. It stars Lana Turner as Kitty O'Hara, alias Catherine Butts Smith, and John Hodiak as Patrick O'Toole. The Lady Esther Screen Guild Players in Once Upon a Honeymoon. This was back in 1938. The little house painter with the crazy mustache hadn't smeared all of Europe yet, but his agents were booking a lot of future business. One of those agents, perhaps the cleverest, was the Austrian Baron Franz von Lubert. You couldn't pin anything on him, of course, but wherever he went, things just seemed to happen. If he went to Schmetz...
Extra! Mayor of Schmetz resigns!
If he went to Plutz...
Extra! Big fire railroad yacht at Plutz!
Or if he simply passed through Bucharest...
Extra! Extra! Bomb explodes in Bucharest!
All of which interested Pat O'Toole on foreign service for a U.S. radio network. But then the Baron's engagement was announced to Miss Catherine Butts Smith, an American. And that seemed to interest Pat even more.
Honest, Mac, you ought to see her.
Have you?
Last night in the hotel dining room. And it's funny, I've got a feeling I've seen her before.
You need some new dialogue. That's the oldest line in the world.
No kidding, I couldn't forget anything like that. She's peaches and cream in Technicolor. Why, she's got more curves than the Columbia Highway, soft shoulders and all.
Yeah, lay off, Pat. She's not your type.
Any girl's my type. I can just adjust myself at the drop of an eyelid.
That's the story of your life. Now, look, son, she's out of your class. They say she's main line, Philadelphia.
I say she's streamlined, South Brooklyn. You should have heard her try to say Wiener Schnitzel.
You trying to say you think she's a phony?
I'll tell you better this afternoon.
This afternoon? You mean you got an interview? Have you talked with her?
Not with her, with the maid. The Fräulein expects her French dressmaker at 3.
Yeah, but where do you come in?
Right through the front door. This French needle pusher, I am what you say, him.
The clothes fitter has arrived, madame.
Send him in, Elsa.
That will not be necessary, madame. Voila, I am here.
Well, I'm in a hurry. Here, take my measurements, and don't waste any time.
I mean, we. Taking those measurements couldn't possibly be a waste of time.
Well, where would you like to start?
First, I shall put the arm around you so.
Oh.
Now I put the other arm around so. Now I grab my wrist.
What on earth are you measuring that way? My waist?
My blood pressure. In your case, madame, there is no waste. Every bit of you is being used to the best advantage.
Will you please keep your mind on my measurements?
The rest of my life, madame.
Well, don't you have a tape? How can you measure me without a tape?
You see, madame, I have the tape, but it is red. At a time like this, I don't like to be bothered with the red tape.
Well, all right, do it your way, but hurry, please.
I do not think I can get the correct measurement this way. Could I see just a morsel of the torso?
What? Oh, well, how's this? Something wrong?
No, everything is wonderful.
I don't see what you mean.
You stand back here with me and look at you, and you'll see what I mean.
Well, tell me, do you think with my figure I should wear a small bustle?
No.
Well, now, please, let's tend to business. I want a sport suit with a fur collar.
Oh, yes, the fur collar. I would suggest the fur of the wolf.
Uh-huh. Well, would you suggest we go down to your shop, or shall I skin you here?
Madame.
What is it, Elsa?
Madame, another clothes fitter has arrived.
Another?
Uh-oh.
Shall I bring him in too, madame?
No. Have him wait in the other room.
Yes, madame.
And close the door this time, Elsa.
Yes, madame.
Well, so you're a dressmaker, are you?
Well, not exactly. I'm a reporter for the overseas service of the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Oh, you broadcast.
Just what do you do?
Oh, I have a very important job. As soon as they say, we take you now by shortwave to Algiers, I'm the guy who goes...
Oh, yes. Yes, now I recognize your voice. Mr. Pat O'Toole.
Look, I've got to get a story. There's a lot of interest in your fiancé, and in you, too.
Mr. O'Toole, maybe I haven't made myself clear, but I do not intend to be interviewed.
You know, I've been thinking. Marriage is a serious thing, and well, a girl like you shouldn't make a mistake. Especially one with your background.
And just how do you think I could go wrong?
Well, one way would be to marry this Baron von Luber. That is, before you get to know me better.
Oh, well, now that's very kind of you, Mr. O'Toole.
Oh, it's really nothing. I'd do as much for any girl as beautiful as you. If there were any, which there aren't. You know, you might adore me when you get to know me. I'm just a lovable, big-hearted boy. Never fail to put the cap back on a toothpaste. Always doing some little romantic thing like that.
Well, from what I hear, it doesn't take long to get to know you. I hear you try to kiss a girl as soon as you meet her.
Well, you've heard about me, huh?
Yes, you've got quite a reputation here in Austria. They call you the Henry Kaiser of the Vienna woods.
Well, I could forget that mass production for you.
You're practically overpowering me.
Well, I may not know my own strength, but I can recognize my weakness when I meet her.
Well, I'm afraid it's hopeless. The Baron and I are to be married in Czechoslovakia tomorrow.
Why Czechoslovakia? Why not here in Vienna?
Austria's joining the Nazis. Hitler will arrive in Vienna this afternoon.
How do you know?
The Baron told me.
For a guy who hates Hitler, your Baron seems to have quite an inside track on the news.
The Baron has one aim in life, to save countries from Hitler.
Well, his aim must be pretty bad. He didn't do too well here in Austria, did he?
No, but he expects to do much better in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, and I know exactly what he's going to do. Say, I'd like him to do one little favor for me.
What's that?
Tell him to try to mess around in Italy for a while. Well, Mac, you can cross Czechoslovakia off your map for a while. Hitler's army will march in tomorrow morning, and Poland's next on the list.
Poland? How do you know?
Baron Franz von Luber is leaving Czechoslovakia tonight and going to Poland.
Well, what does that prove?
Oh, you know the routine. Whenever the Baron moves into a country to save it from Hitler, that country's lost. Austria, Czechoslovakia, and now Poland.
You haven't any proof, you know.
No, but I have a low, suspicious mind. I'm going to follow the Baron and his Baroness to Poland. Well, Baroness von Luber, fancy meeting you here.
Why, Mr. O'Toole, what are you doing in Warsaw?
Oh, just hanging around until you catch on with that phony you married. Incidentally, what is a Baron doing in Poland? Still trying to prevent war?
Yes.
Uh-huh. What time do the guns go off?
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. When the Baron moves into a country, it's only a matter of time until the German army and Hitler follow him in. And in that order.
Well, he's just unlucky.
Unlucky. He should go to a mind reader and find out about these things like Hitler did once.
Hitler went to a mind reader? Well, what did he find out?
No mind. Complete refund. Do you actually believe that the Baron's just unlucky? Well, do you?
Well, no.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Where?
Well, let's not bring up technicalities at a time like this. Did I ever tell you that you have beautiful eyes?
Just noticed them?
See, just goes to show you how I misunderstood. It's the second time I've noticed them. And those lips, they could be meant for just one thing.
Yes, I do whistle a lot. Well, won't you tell me more about me?
Nope, not until you get a divorce from the Baron. I just couldn't steal anything from a man like him. Unless, of course, it was some little thing like a country or a nation.
And what makes you so sure I'll divorce the Baron?
You mean you might just up and shoot him with ammunition as scarce as it is?
Well, I don't think I want a divorce.
If you don't divorce him, I'll tell.
You'll tell what?
I'll tell the Baron that you're just as big a phony as he is.
What?
I'll tell him that you're not Catherine Butt Smith of the Philadelphia Butt Smiths, but Kitty O'Hara of the 42nd Street Burlesque O'Haras.
Oh.
Oh, Kitty, we better get out of Poland while there's still time. I wouldn't want anything to happen to you.
What's that?
Mice. Or I should have said rats.
Oh, but that sounds like...
Yeah, and it's just what it sounds like. The Baron has completed his mission to Warsaw, saved it for Hitler.
Do you know what'll happen if this keeps up?
What?
The United States will get pulled into this in a few years, and then they'll send Bing Crosby over here, and he'll croon that Hitler crazy. Now, you mark my words. And Help me pack my things immediately. I just have time to catch the last bus out of Warsaw.
Yes, madame.
Are these your children, Anna?
They are mine, madame. They heard the Germans are only 4 miles away, and they came to the hotel to tell me.
Oh, why, they're trembling. Oh, don't be frightened, darlings. You have your mama.
Yes, they have their mama. They're Jewish, and they remember how it was in Germany.
Oh, well, maybe I can help you get on that last bus. They're taking people to a train somewhere.
Oh, madame, but the border we could never cross. You see, here, on my passport, it says Jew.
Oh, I see. Wait a minute. I have an American passport. We'll take the picture out of yours and put it in mine, then you'll have an American passport.
And you?
Well, I'll have the American consul and Pat O'Toole.
Hello? Thank you. The Baron is on his way up to the apartment, madame.
Well, then we'd better be on our way out. Here, take my passport and give me yours.
Yes, madame. God bless you.
Ruhe hier! Quatsch muss aufhören! Einschlafen!
Well, if there's anything amusing about this, I wish you'd tell me, Mr. O'Toole.
Oh, please don't call me by my maiden name. According to that passport you so carefully hung on to, our name is Beckstein. Anna Beckstein and husband, a concentration camp kids. Look at that barbed wire. Look at those sentries. Look at those machine guns.
Well, they're certainly guarding us closely.
Too close for comfort. Even too close for love. I feel like a piece of meat at the Safeway.
We would... You know, we wouldn't be in a concentration camp if you hadn't listed me as a casualty and proved to the Baron that I was dead.
You know, Harry, you're a character. You spend your whole life being selfish, trying to get ahead. And just because you ran into someone who's worse off than you are, you give her your passport and yourself a ticket to a concentration camp. It made me feel good all over.
I'm glad, Pat. Oh, but how do we get out of here?
Well, let's see. How are you on flying? Flap your wings pretty well?
Well, a little rough on the takeoff. Of course, we might dig a tunnel and get out. I'll bet you go for good.
No, I think I'm more the mole type. Anyhow, I hate tunnels. I get lost.
Did you ever hear of the Tunnel of Love?
That's where I get lost the best.
Oh.
I started through the Holland Tunnel once, got lost, came out a drain pipe in the Bronx.
Just think. A drip in a drain and no drizzle.
Kitty, honey, where would you like to go for your honeymoon?
Oh, any place. Any place where there's peace, quiet, and you, Pat. Tell me, is Niagara Falls still running?
Honey, there are 2 things in the States that will always be running, and Niagara Falls is one of them.
Oh, if we could only honeymoon in Venice and live there.
Why Venice?
Well, in Venice, you'd have to swim home. And then you couldn't stop and talk to the pretty girls, or you'd drown.
Well, I could tread a little water, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm. But suppose the American consul doesn't believe we're Americans.
Don't be silly. He'll believe we're Americans. I'll get him in a crap game.
But suppose he still doesn't believe us. Then what?
Then, Madam Queen, we's in a picklement.
Yeah, man, sure is a mess, ain't it?
As the curtain falls on Act 1, we turn the spotlight on you. Do you feel sensitive about exposing your face to bright lights? If so, listen to this important message from Lady Esther.
When a doctor undertakes to treat you for an illness, he asks first for symptoms. Then he tries to find the cause of these symptoms. Well, skin troubles are symptoms too. Big pore openings, blackheads, dry, rough skin. All these are symptoms that something is wrong. Often it means that the pore openings are clogged, that hidden dirt and impurities are buried in these tiny depressions. Now, the reason Lady Esther Face Cream not only beautifies but greatly benefits your skin is just this. It removes the chief cause of many skin troubles. It cleans the skin so thoroughly that it's able to function again as nature intended. It gets way down into those clogged pore openings and loosens those stubborn little pellets of dirt so they wipe off quickly and easily. It loosens and absorbs the dry skin flakes, leaves the surface of your skin radiant with new life, new freshness. And I ask the chance to prove all this. I ask you to make the Lady Esther patch test. Just rub a little Lady Esther 4-purpose face cream on one cheek. Wipe it off and look in your mirror. Compare that cheek with the other. See how much fresher and cleaner it looks. Touch it with your fingers. Feel how smooth it's become, like the delicate, satiny feel of a baby's cheek. Now that's what will happen to your entire face when you use Lady Esther face cream. For it does all the 4 things your skin needs most for beauty. 1, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. You can prove all this with the patch test. And remember, the patch test takes only 30 seconds. In just 30 seconds, half a minute, you can see and feel the great improvement Lady Esther face cream makes in your skin.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of Once Upon a Honeymoon, starring John Hodiak as Patrick O'Toole and Lana Turner as Katie O'Hara. Pat's faith in the American consul in Warsaw was justified. He got them out of the concentration camp and supplied temporary papers which permitted them to travel to Paris. Unfortunately, however, by the time they reached Paris, the German army had broken through the Allied lines and there was no time for love. So Kitty and Pat hurried to the American embassy to secure passports to return to the United States. As we raise the curtain, Kitty has entered an inner office of the embassy unannounced.
My dear young woman, unless you have official business of some sort, I'm forced to tell you, you certainly are.
I know you're busy. Everybody's busy, but if you'll just give me a moment.
Well, I'm very sorry, but...
I want to get back to the States. You see, I'm a baroness. My husband is Baron von Luber, but I'm really an American.
Pardon me, did you say von Luber?
Yes, I married him in Czechoslovakia and left him about 6 months ago in Warsaw. You see, he thinks I'm dead.
Huh. Miss O'Hara, would you like to do something for your country?
Well, of course, but what could I do?
You have a husband, Miss O'Hara, that your country would like to be on guard against. We'd like to know what his plans are for us.
You mean you think I could find out?
I think you could get what we want, yes.
Yes, I suppose I could. Only...
Only what?
Well, since I left the Baron, I've met someone else. Someone who's terribly important to me. You see...
Yes, I see. We're all patriotic until it comes to personal sacrifice, and then...
Listen, if you're going to put it that way... Oh, but what's the use? I couldn't even tell you where the Baron is. He may be in Africa for all I know.
No, he's right here in Paris.
What?
He's stopping at the Hotel Crillon. We would like you to join the Baron there immediately.
Oh, no, not tonight. Oh, I couldn't join him tonight without seeing Pat again. Wouldn't tomorrow morning do as well?
Well, all right. But you mustn't tell your friend where you're going.
But I can't just walk out without...
Miss O'Hara, you're in a position to do your country a great service if you follow instructions.
Well, yes, sir. What are my instructions, sir?
Don't you understand? Something's happened to her. People don't just disappear, and she's too beautiful to just ugly away.
Mr. O'Toole, will you please listen to reason? France is lost. The Germans are in Paris. Everywhere you look, the world is crumbling, and all you're worrying about is where Miss O'Hara disappeared.
You're darn right it is, and if you won't help me, I know someone who will.
There's an American to see you, Your Excellency.
Well, show him in.
Yes, Your Excellency. His Excellency will see you now.
Thanks. Hello, Baron von Luber. Remember me? Name's O'Toole.
Oh, yes, you're a radio reporter.
I was until you guys came along and put me out of business. They won't let me broadcast anymore.
Is that so? Well, perhaps we can remedy that. I have a little influence now on radio. Perhaps we can help each other.
Help each other?
Yes. You will broadcast to America as the voice of Europe. You will be famous. It might even help you get your girl back.
What?
Catherine is very fond of you, Mr. O'Toole, and if I wished to, I could let her go. She doesn't know it yet, but she is, well, you might say, my prisoner. Here, take my card. It has the address of my broadcasting studios. I shall look forward to seeing you.
Baron, you're going to.
O'Toole, you capitulated more quickly than I had expected. I assume that you have decided to broadcast to America for us.
That's right. On a sustaining basis, of course. Tell me, how is that?
Oh, one thing at a time, Mr. O'Toole. Now, if you'd care to sit down and prepare your broadcast material.
I have it prepared.
Then, by all means, let me hear it.
Okay. Citizens of the United States, Hitler has nothing but admiration for America.
Ah, that's very good, very good.
Toward the nations of the New World, his friendship knows no bounds.
Oh, I am sorry, Mr. O'Toole. You will have to strike out that no bounds.
How about his friendship will stop at nothing?
Uh-huh. You are improving, Mr. O'Toole. Go on, please.
So, citizens of the United States, tell this to your children if you want them to know the truth. Tell it to the workers and the soldiers. And above all, tell it to the Marines.
That's excellent, Mr. O'Toole. And you might put in a little something about me. When one speaks of Hitler and Goering, it is so easy to add von Leuber.
Well, do you think it's right to put yourself ahead of Hess?
Well, maybe not, but ahead of Himmler. That will make the Führer laugh.
Then why don't I mention Sicily? I hear that makes him hysterical.
Mr. O'Toole, everything depends on your first broadcast this afternoon. Do not make any slips, Mr. O'Toole.
Baron, are you suggesting that I double-cross you?
It would be very foolish. Remember, I still hold your Catherine as my prisoner, and her only identification proves that she is Anna Beckstein, a Jewess who escaped from Warsaw.
I get it.
It's good that you do, because the Führer himself will be a guest in my apartment at the time of your first broadcast this afternoon, and should anything go wrong, Anna Beckstein might suffer serious consequences.
Herr Baron, the Führer is coming now.
Heil Hitler!
Let's give me another Heil!
Heil Hitler!
Melodious, isn't it?
Herr Hitler, I want you to meet my wife, Catherine. Yes, meet my wife, Catherine, right over here.
Hardly pleased to meet you, Mr. Hitler, I'm sure.
You are from America, I take it?
Well, I'm from America, but the rest of that crack I question.
If you are from America, there is one question I must ask.
Go right ahead.
Last night, my fortune teller prophesied my future. Tell me, who is it, this Spike Jones?
Never heard of him.
You never heard of him? Then let's get on with the broadcast. I have a bad headache.
Well, maybe your halo is on too tight.
I am better on the radio than this American boy. If it were possible, I would broadcast myself.
You'd have a very low Crosley in the Bronx, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you now by shortwave a report from Patrick O'Toole in Paris. Go ahead, Paris.
Hello, everyone. This is Paris. Today, the French capital plays host to the conqueror, Adolf Hitler. Hitler has said repeatedly that he has no quarrel with England and toward the nations of the New World. To show you how human the Nazis are, I want to describe one man. He happens to be a very important man, Baron von Leuber. He's commonly referred to as Nazi number 5. But before he's finished, mark my words, he'll be Nazi number 1.
What was that?
Oh, he meant after you, Fear, after you.
Of course. These days, everybody's after me.
This remarkable Nazi, von Leuber, had the courage of 10 Aryans. He married an American girl who turned out to be Jewish. And rather than give her up, he pretends she is a Jewish prisoner and tells people his wife died in Warsaw. There's a brave man for you.
What was that?
Nothing, Fear, nothing.
Heil Hitler. There's a gentleman here from the American Embassy.
I beg your pardon. I'm looking for Baron von Leuber.
I am Baron von Leuber. What do you want?
I'm delivering your wife's American passport.
Oh, yes?
Oh, yes. Mr. O'Toole told me to deliver it to you and see you to the boat. When do you plan on leaving?
Right now with you.
Oh, no, you don't.
Oh, yes, she does.
Oh, yes, she does. Heil Hitler.
Very well. Come on.
Lead on, Macduff.
Oh, Mr. Ambassador.
Yes, Mr. Hitler?
I noticed that the American embassy was pretty well run down.
Well, you know how it is. We've been meaning to get it fixed.
Well, don't do anything about it until you get my price for the painting and paper hanging. You see, I have a contract in Russia that may not turn out so well. And it might be we could do business.
That's a laugh. Who ever heard of anybody doing business with Hitler?
Well, honey, another half hour and we're in good old New York.
Oh, it's all so wonderful. Then my divorce from the Baron in Reno.
Then just the two of us for always and always.
Just the two of us, always.
You mean we'll...
Well, wouldn't you like...
Would it cry and that other stuff?
Well, couldn't you...
I don't know how. I've never...
Well, you'll learn. You just put a safety pin in your teeth and...
Won't that scare it?
Oh, darling.
Look, Katie, can I tell you a story before we get to New York?
All right.
Well, once upon a honeymoon...
Oh, our honeymoon. Oh, yes, we must plan that before anything else.
Oh, yes, let's plan that first. Now we'll...
Well, now, save it till later. We haven't the time right now.
Huh? Why?
Well, I just happen to think maybe my lips were meant for something besides whistling.
Thank you, Lana Turner and John Hodiak, for a delightful half hour.
It's been lots of fun, Mr. Bradley. And our appearance here with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players is always pleasurable because we all know the wonderful work being done by the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house and clinic, a work which derives its support largely from these radio shows. And now, before we tell you about next week's show, here's a word from one of America's foremost beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Turner. Ladies, I'd like you to see with your own eyes exactly what happens when you apply Lady Esther Four-Purpose Face Cream to one part of your face. I'd like you to see the look of freshness and beauty that patch of skin takes on. I'd like you to feel the difference. Feel how much softer and smoother that patch of skin has become. That's why I ask you to make the Lady Esther patch test. It will show you in 30 seconds more than I could tell you in an hour. Here's all you do. Rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one cheek or on one part of your forehead or chin. Wipe it off, and then look in your mirror. See how clean and fresh that patch of skin looks. Touch it with your fingers. Feel the silky, petal-smooth softness of it. Now, what happened to that one patch of skin will happen to all your face when you apply Lady Esther face cream. For it does the 4 things your skin needs most for beauty. Many women who thought they were born with a bad skin write and tell me they see an exciting difference after the very first application. So convince yourself. See this difference with your own eyes in 30 seconds, just half a minute, when you make the Lady Esther patch test.
Next week, the Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present You Belong to Me. It will star Lee Bowman and Paulette Goddard. Be sure to listen. Lana Turner and John Hodiak can currently be seen in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer picture, Marriage is a Private Affair. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You can save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night, everyone. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System. Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild Players. The Lady Esther Screen Guild play tonight, You Belong to Me. The starring players.
This is Paulette Goddard.
And this is Lee Bowman.
Tonight, Lady Esther presents the Screen Guild players in Columbia Pictures' breezy romantic comedy, You Belong to Me. It stars Paulette Goddard as Dr. Helen Hunt and Lee Bowman as Peter Kirk. Screen Guild players in You Belong to Me. happy, careless days when people still went to the hills for their winter sports, an expert skier comes swooping down a snow-covered slope like this. Then suddenly he spies a pretty girl, takes his eye off the course, and makes like this. Peter Kirk is the fellow's name. Young, handsome, and fabulously rich. The girl is Dr. Helen Hunt. Yes, Helen Hunt, M.D., up here on vacation from Los Angeles. And so, when Peter regains consciousness...
Doctor. Oh, Doctor, you're swell.
And then...
Doctor, you're wonderful.
And then...
Doctor, you're beautiful. Will you marry me?
Forget it, Peter. The whole idea is fantastic.
Oh, but Doctor, I mean, Helen, you know I love you. I've loved you for 3 whole days. I loved you the very first moment we met.
How could you tell? You were unconscious.
I love you and you love me. You know you do.
Maybe you didn't hurt your leg. Maybe it was your head.
You love me, Helen.
Suppose I do. Marriage isn't for women like me. I've dedicated my life to medicine.
Helen, I love you.
There's not a moment of my life I can call my own.
Helen, I love you.
I can never be sure that the day is mine or the night. I can never know when a patient will call.
Helen, I love you.
Did you hear what I said?
Of course I heard. Helen, I love you.
Peter, I'm not sure.
Well, then why don't you stop kissing me? Helen, we can't fight this love. It's too strong. We'll be married this afternoon, won't we? Darling, please.
Well, no one can say I didn't try.
Well, Mrs. Dr. Kirk, this is the old homestead, and it's all yours. Do you like it?
32 rooms, 26 baths. Peter, I'll need a map to get around.
I told you what Dad and Mother left me. After all, what's money?
I'll let you know when I find out. Remember, we've only been married 3 hours.
2 hours and 54 minutes.
Is this the part of the house where we'll live?
I like this upstairs suite best. We'll live up here and eat up here and grow old together happily.
Peter, darling, promise me one thing.
Anything.
Never let me do what I've dreamed about, like sleeping till noon and having breakfast in bed. Make me get up early and brush my teeth and shower like a good, honest human being. Promise?
Promise. Oh, Helen, when I realize that we're together... Oh, darn. Come in.
Mr. Kirk, sir. I've had your luggage taken out of the car, and dinner will be brought up in a moment.
Very good, Moody.
And Mrs. Kirk, your office call.
Thank you.
And Mr. Vandermeer. He seemed quite anxious to reach you.
Oh, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Now, Peter, you were saying...
Say, how did those people get our number?
I wired my office. Darling, weren't you going to...
Mr. Vandermeer, too?
Well, he got it from the office, probably. Peter, you were showing me the suite.
Oh, yeah, sure. This man who called...
Van is one of my patients.
Van?
Short for Vandermeer, silly.
That sounds like a very substantial man. About 60, huh? Maybe 61?
No, he's just a few years older than you.
Oh.
Well, have you forgotten the 40-cent tour?
Oh, no. On that side is the master bedroom, and over there is a guest room, which you can forget I mentioned. Oh, Helen, I don't want you to think that I'm jealous. It's just that I love you so much.
I love you too, Peter. When you have your arms around me like this, darn. Come in.
Oh, pardon me, Mrs. Kirk. Dinner is served.
Wasn't that a swell dinner, Helen?
And most undietetic in a heavenly sort of way. I've never tasted such lobster thermidor. And those tiny biscuits.
No, I guess Cook outdid herself. You know, this is what I've always dreamed about. Dinner at home. The two of us here alone together. Oh, pardon me.
Certainly.
You know, I'm sorry.
It's all right. I can fix that. I've got some pills right here in my bag. Here, take these two with a glass of water.
Oh, thanks.
It's a perfectly normal symptom, you know. Emotion and food don't mix. In a roundabout way, you're proving you love me.
Oh, darling.
Wait.
Why?
Now.
Oh, darling. Oh, you're mine. Just to know we'll always be... Oh, I told Moody not to call us. Hello? Of course not, Moody. Say the doctor's out. Say anything. Use your head.
Who is it?
Oh, Mrs. Roberts. Moody can just...
Oh, no, wait. I'll take the phone.
But, darling...
Give it to her. Hello? Yes, Moody, put her on. Hello, Mrs. Roberts. No, it's quite all right. It is. Really bad, eh? Well, of course I will. No, don't you move. 20 minutes.
Helen.
I'm sorry, dear. It's an emergency.
Yeah, but darling, to leave now.
Peter, I warned you this would happen. You said you understood thoroughly.
But not this thoroughly.
Well, Peter, I don't like it either, but I've simply got to go. Want to wish me luck?
Of course. Good luck, darling.
I'll hurry back.
I'll be waiting.
Peter! Peter!
Who took the ink well and put it back? Who took
Peter,
the ink well and
I'm
put it back?
back!
Huh?
Peter!
Oh, I was asleep.
Yes.
Oh, darling, I missed you so much. I'm so glad you... I'm going to tear that phone out by the roots. Hello? Vandermeer? Just a moment.
After all, dear, he's a patient.
I give up. Here.
Hello? Yes, Van. Oh, don't be silly. Why are you calling so late? Yes? 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 Yes?
They call that a conversation.
Oh, you'll live through the night, Van. You can drop in at the office tomorrow.
Sure, anytime.
What? Oh, well, I couldn't now. Oh, but I can't say it now. Well, all right, then. Well, there you are. Satisfied? Honestly, you ought to be shot. Good night.
Is that how a doctor speaks to a patient?
He has a sore throat.
A sore throat? Is that why you laughed? Is that why you couldn't talk in front of me, your own husband?
Oh, but I had to mumble it. It was embarrassing.
Embarrassing?
All right, then. I told him that you were the finest man I'd ever known and that I was terribly happy.
Well, just the same. I don't care what... You did? Oh, darling, I'm such a heel.
Well, maybe we'd both feel better if you kissed me.
My wife. My love. My gosh.
Oh, dear, who can it be now?
If I get my hands on him, he'll need a doctor. Yes?
It's Moody, sir. Is there anything else?
No.
But, darling, it's only 6:45. It's silly for you to get up just because I have to.
You know what the preacher said, for better or for worse.
And this is worse.
Definitely. Say, why can't people be sick only after 9 a.m.?
Silly, I'm doing an appendectomy at the hospital this morning.
Oh, she's in a pretty bad way, huh?
Who?
The lady with the appendix.
It's a man.
A man?
Well, why not? I'm supposed to be a very capable surgeon.
Well, you're also a very attractive woman, and men from the beginning of time have been nothing but scheming, treacherous wolves.
Very well, then. I'm just an animal doctor.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. I'm just a jealous fool. Will you forgive me?
I shouldn't.
Meaning you will? Oh, come on. One kiss.
When you kiss me like that, it's sabotage. I lose all interest in my work.
You do? You mean...
No, my first duty is to Mr. Bellow's appendix. Goodbye, darling. I'll see you at dinner.
Playing second fiddle to a sick appendix. Not even a healthy one. Oh, well. Come in.
I thought perhaps you'd like some breakfast, sir.
Moody, you know I never breakfast before 10. What are you doing up so early?
It was the telephone, sir. The hospital called at 6. Mrs. Kirk's assistant at 6:05.
Oh.
And Mr. Vandermeer at 6:10.
Vandermeer? What did he want?
I never listen in, sir. Possibly an appointment with the doctor.
He already has an appointment.
Really, sir?
And may I ask what that means?
Nothing, sir. Nothing at all.
Well, then in the future you will oblige me by never before noon.
Yes, sir. Mr. Kirk, will you be going back to bed, sir?
Well, I really could do with a little more. No. Moody, no more of that lazy life for me. I'm going to the club and play some golf.
Well, as I live and breathe, if it isn't Pete Kirk.
Oh, hello, Keckle.
Never expected to see you at the club this early. Getting dressed for a game of golf, I see.
Yeah, they won't let me wear these cleated shoes in the pool.
Oh, say, that's good. Yeah, by the way, I want to congratulate you. From what I've heard about your bride, she must be just what the patient ordered.
What'd you hear?
Well, Pete, if the boys aren't lying, you'd better get a bottle of dandruff remover.
What for?
To get that Vandermeer out of your hair. Say, he's been raving about that girl for months. And when that wolf raves, it must be something, because he's been on the trail ever since he could walk.
What kind of a looking fellow is he?
Well, say if Flash Gordon was a little gray at the temples.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, believe me, if that guy was anywhere near my wife, I'd lock her in a closet and swallow the key.
Oh, that type of fellow doesn't bother me. I'm not worried.
You're not?
Of course not.
Not a bit?
Not a bit.
Then tell me, why have you put your pants on backwards?
The curtain falls on Act One of the Lady Esther Screen Guild Players. And now, the spotlight is on you. How does your skin look in the glare of bright lights? If you really want to know, well, here's an interesting experiment Lady Esther asks you to make.
I'm going to ask you to do a strange thing. I'm going to ask you to shut your eyes tight. Right now, while you're listening to me, shut your eyes and run your fingers gently over your face. You see, in the dark, your sense of touch becomes much sharper. What do you feel as your fingers explore your skin? Do you feel a lovely smoothness like the soft touch of satin? Or does your skin feel a little dry and flaky? Do you feel little bumps here and there? Now you can get rid of that dryness with Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream. You can instantly make your skin look and feel smoother, younger, finer textured. And I make no claims I'm not prepared to prove. I ask you to compare results with the results from any cream you've ever used, regardless of price. To make the test, just rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one patch of skin, like your forehead, chin, or cheek. Wipe it off, and then see and feel the difference. See how much fresher and clearer it looks than all the skin around it. Feel how the dry, rough flakes are gone. And remember, what happens to that one cheek will happen to your entire face when you use Lady Esther face cream. For one, it thoroughly cleans your skin. 2, it softens your skin. 3, it helps nature refine the pores. And 4, it leaves a smooth, perfect base for powder. Remember, these are facts you can prove for yourself. The patch test takes only 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, half a minute, you can see for yourself. You can discover once and for all whether the cream you now use is deceiving you. Make the Lady Esther patch test and compare.
And now, Lady Esther presents the second act of You Belong to Me, starring Lee Bowman as Peter Kirk and Paulette Goddard as Helen Hunt. Comes now the dawn of another day, and I do mean dawn. It's 6:30 a.m. on the following morning. And Peter Kirk, who never breakfasts before 10, is having breakfast.
Sleepy, darling?
Who, me? Oh, not at all. It's just that my body can't realize I'm up.
Oh, I wish I could have slept late, too, but I've got such a busy day ahead of me.
Lots of appointments, huh?
Lots.
Didn't you say Van was coming in today?
I didn't, but he is at 2 o'clock. Why?
Oh, nothing. Pretty nice sort of fella, huh?
Yes, very. Peter, you're not getting...
Who, me? Oh, not on your life. It's 2 o'clock. Through and watch time. Tick-tock. Huh? Oh, did I say something?
Yes, you said it's 2 o'clock. Da-da-da-da. Peter, you're acting very strangely this morning.
Nonsense. I'm the happiest man in the world.
Honest Injun.
Honest Injun.
Darling, I'm so glad. I have to hurry now, but I'll be thinking of you.
And I'll be thinking of you. Any hour you can name, I'll be thinking of you. 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 2.
Mr. Kirk, sir, will there be anything else?
I don't think so, Moody. Do you have the right time?
Yes, sir, I think so, sir. It's exactly 1:30.
Thanks.
You're quite welcome, sir.
All right. Maybe it isn't cricket. Well, I'm not playing cricket. I'm...
Hello? Is Mr. Vandermeer in? Yeah. My name is Jones. Mr. Harold Jones. I want to buy some property Mr. Vandermeer owns. Can I see him this afternoon at 2? No, 2 is the only time I have open. He's tied up?
With his doctor. He couldn't cancel it, could he?
I see. No, I'll call tomorrow. Goodbye. Goodbye.
That's a fine thing, all right. Leaving me home to fret and stew, treating me like I didn't even count just because she's so doggone important. Just because I've got too much money. I'll show her, all right. I'll make her sit up and take notice. I'll do something about it. I'll do something radical. I'll go to work. My goodness, what have I said?
Peter?
Helen, dear.
Oh, darling, it's so good to see you. I rushed right home.
No, wait. Look at me.
You look fine.
Of course I do. I've won a battle.
Well, ought I see the other fellow?
No, not that kind. I mean a battle with myself. I'll be honest, honey. When you left this morning, I was raging inside with jealousy, imagining weird, crazy things about you and Vandermeer. Well, you know, I even considered going down to your office and throwing him out bodily.
Peter.
But I fought a battle with myself, and I won.
You won't be jealous anymore. You won't imagine things.
Never again. I'm a changed man.
Well, I'm certainly glad to hear that, because I didn't see Van this afternoon.
You didn't?
No, I'm going to his house.
His house?
Well, he's too ill to come out. It hit him quite suddenly this afternoon. I think it's the flu.
Yes, I know.
But I'm going over there right now. I just stopped in to give you a kiss and tell you to hold dinner for me. Bye, darling. I won't be long.
Now it's to his house. And at night. And the moon is out. Maybe I ought to go over there and... No, I'm a changed man now.
Mr. Kirk, sir.
Huh? Oh, yes, Moody.
Beg pardon, but I noticed Mrs. Kirk was leaving again. What about dinner, sir?
She'll be back by 8. It's just an emergency call to Vandermeer's.
Mr. Vandermeer, sir.
Moody, are you going to start that again?
I'm very sorry, sir. It was just a surprise.
What surprise?
Well, I saw Mr. Vandermeer's cook at the market today, and she said Mr. Vandermeer was in excellent health.
Oh, I don't care if he isn't.
This way, Doctor. Mr. Vandermeer is expecting you.
Thank you, Fredericks. But why are all the cars outside?
Cars, Doctor?
Well, yes. Why is it so dark in here? Why don't you turn on the lights?
Surprise! Surprise!
Oh, my.
All right. Bernice, turn on the lights, will you? How do you like it, Helen?
Oh, Van, all of you. Oh, I think you're wonderful. But my husband...
Oh, we couldn't ask you both, or it wouldn't have been a surprise. I'll have Fredericks call him now. Fredericks!
Mr. Peter Kirk has just arrived, sir.
Say, Helen, that husband of yours doesn't waste any time.
You're telling me.
Hold on.
Peter,
We'll
darling,
discuss that
just...
later. You're coming home with me.
Oh, wait a minute.
But Peter, dear...
And as for the rest of these people and your host, they're just a bunch of dirty tramps. Come along.
Beg pardon, ma'am. Will Mr. Kirk want his breakfast now, do you think?
You might ask him, Moody. He's in the guest room.
The guest room, ma'am?
Yes, is there any comment you'd like to make?
Nothing, ma'am. Nothing beyond... Excuse me, please. Mr. Kirk, sir. Mr. Kirk.
I imagine you'll have to open the door.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Kirk, sir, would you like some, Oh, I say, ma'am.
Moody, what is it? What's wrong?
The bed's not even been slept in, ma'am. Mr. Kirk is gone.
Moody?
Good afternoon, Mrs. Kirk. You're home early, ma'am.
Oh, I've been so distracted these past 3 days, I might just as well not have been at the office. Were there any calls?
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Vandermeer.
Again?
And Mr. Kirk.
Peter called. Well, why didn't you telephone me?
I was not to tell you till you came home, ma'am.
Well, where is he, Moody? What did he say?
You're to meet him tomorrow at Hill's department store. Counter 7, Main floor. Ask for Mr. Jenkins.
Mr. Jenkins? I never knew a Jenkins in my life.
Can you tell me how much this tie is?
It's a pleasure, madam. This tie sells for $5.
$5?
$5 anywhere but here. During our sale, you may have this extraordinary piece of merchandise for $2.39. An imported tie which we absolutely cannot replace in stock.
Well...
Peter.
Well, of course, it is sort of pretty.
Peter, darling.
Excuse me, madam. Someone I have to... one of my charge accounts. I'll be right back. Hello, honey.
Oh, Peter Kirk, you're working.
Not so loud. The name's Jenkins. But I am working. $22.50 a week.
Peter, how wonderful.
Yeah, I guess your diagnosis was correct. Work makes you feel a lot more important. Makes you want to better yourself. Why, already I've been complimented by the head of the department.
No.
Yes. And, Helen, about the other night.
Oh, forget it, darling. I've forgotten it.
You have? You mean everything's all right?
Think I want to lose a man with the future you've got? Why, if you can sell a tie, you can sell a yacht. And if you can sell a yacht, you can sell anything. Besides, I love you, Mr. Jenkins.
Oh, darling.
Say, mister, about this tie.
Huh? Oh, yes.
Peter, I'll see you at dinner. Bye, darling.
Bye.
Does that always go with the charge account?
Well, she's a very special customer.
You got lipstick.
I have? Well, what do you know?
Mr. Jenkins?
Yeah. Oh, yes, Jenkins. Yes, I'm Jenkins.
Mr. Marshall wants to see in his office.
Oh, the manager? Say, that's great. I'll be right up there as soon as I finish this sale.
Just want you to understand our position, Mr. Kirk. Now, our employees' club is very strong. Naturally, we can't risk any trouble.
But why should I cause any trouble?
Well, it seems they've discovered who you are, and they feel you shouldn't be working here, taking a job from someone who needs it.
Yeah, but I need it, too. I need it more than anyone.
Oh, come now, Mr. Kirk. With all your millions...
It isn't the money. It's my self-respect. And my wife. And my... Oh, what's the use? You're sure there's no hope?
I'm afraid not. I'll have the cashier draw your check.
Poor Daisy's been gone now, Moody. Why does he do a thing like this to us?
Perhaps it was that story in the paper, man, about his losing that job.
Well, what's wrong with that? Anyone can lose a job. It's a whole lot worse to lose a husband.
Probably you haven't lost him yet, ma'am. I always say that,
I'll take it. Hello? Yes, this is Dr. Hunt. My husband, where? Central Hospital? Well, of course, certainly. I'll be right over. Where is he, nurse? Which room? Where is he? Which room?
One, Dr. Hunt.
Oh, thank you. Peter.
Hello, honey.
Peter. You mean you're not hurt?
Well, how do I look?
Peter Kirk, I could break your neck, scaring me to death, pretending to be injured.
Oh, golly, you've just been imagining things. It was my secretary who phoned.
Your secretary?
Sure. How do you like your hospital, Helen?
My hospital?
Well, half yours anyway. I just bought it.
Oh, Peter, you must be out of your mind. This place is bankrupt. It takes a fortune to run.
Well, that stuff I've got. I wouldn't call it broccoli. Boy, am I going to be busy.
You?
Yeah, just on the business end, of course. Boy, will you be busy.
Me?
You bet your life you're head of staff.
Peter, wait a minute. Now, let me get this straight. You mean you're putting your money into this hospital, knowing you'll get nothing in return?
What do you mean, nothing? I'll be helping the sick. I'll be making jobs for doctors and nurses.
Interns, too.
And maybe a lot of other people I don't even know about. Now, you should see all the patients in here.
A lot of youngsters, I'll bet.
Yeah. Just think what we can do for those kids.
Peter will make them all well.
Say, you're just as excited as I am.
Oh, Peter, darling, I love you so much.
Oh, well, gosh, I'm... Oh, doctor. That treatment could become habit-forming.
Why, darling, you're shaking all over.
That's medicine you shake well after taking. If we could ever powder those kisses and get them into capsules, we'd have an anesthetic that'll startle the medical world.
Thank you, Lee Bowman and Paulette Goddard, for appearing with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players tonight. We are grateful indeed for your fine performances.
And we're glad to be here, Mr. Bradley. We look forward to our appearances with the Lady Esther Screen Guild players because we know that the benefits from these programs go to support the Motion Picture Relief Fund, Country House and Clinic. And now, before we tell you about next week's program, here's a word from one of America's best-known beauty authorities, Lady Esther.
Thank you, Miss Goddard. Anyone can say the exact words I say, can make the same claims I make. But claims mean nothing at all. It's proof that counts. Proof you can see with your own eyes. Now, I say Lady Esther Face Cream is the only cream you need for a well-groomed skin. For a really smooth, clean-looking skin. For this one cream by itself does all the 4 things your skin needs most for beauty. And I don't just say it. I ask the chance to prove it. To prove it by means of the patch test. Here's all you do. Just rub a little Lady Esther face cream on one part of your face, like your forehead, chin, or cheek. Rub it on, wipe it off, and look in your mirror. See how much fresher and clearer that patch of skin looks than all the skin around it. Touch it. Feel how the dry, rough flakes are gone. That's what will happen to your entire face when you apply Lady Esther 4-Purpose Face Cream. It will waken to instant new life and freshness. It will look smoother, feel softer. Take on a radiant, new, youthful appearance. Many women who thought they were born with a bad skin write and tell me they see an exciting difference after the very first application of Lady Esther Face Cream.
The Lady Esther Screen Guild players will present China Seas. It will star Douglas Dumbrill, Anna Lee, Lucille Ball, and Clark Gable. Be sure to listen, won't you? Paulette Goddard appeared through the courtesy of Paramount Pictures, producers of And Now Tomorrow. Lee Bowman appeared through the courtesy of Columbia Pictures and will soon be seen co-starring with Rita Hayworth and Janet Blair in the Columbia picture Tonight and Every Night. Music on tonight's program was arranged and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. You save enough on the largest size jar of Lady Esther face cream to buy a box of Lady Esther face powder. So remember, ask for the largest size. This is Truman Bradley speaking for Lady Esther, saying thank you and good night. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.